The first of two on this Monday night, the Saints and Panthers underway from Charlotte. Here's Damiere Byrd to return from his end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
One of the Panthers' big offseason acquisitions. Here's Miles Sanders. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. Well, this defense for the Saints, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
A loss of 2 brings up second and 12 at the 28-yard line.
It's a second down run with Sanders. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. And you look at the Saints defense. They're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Hey, full field. Ready?
Young on 3rd down. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
First down at the 42-yard line.
In his 7th season now, here's Alvin Kamara. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. So a player shaken up. We'll get a stoppage here. And that's Alvin Kamara, the one who's going to receive some attention. Hopefully he's okay. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Ball on the 39. Here's a 2nd and 7. Here's Carr to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
But they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Now Carr. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights. National television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Bird will not bring this out, and the drive will begin at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Young will set to throw. Taking a shot here for Marshall. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a man picked up after 2 years in Detroit. It's Jamal Williams. He'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down. You look at this Carolina defense. Coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And from analyzing them and talking with their defensive coordinator, we know they have a full playbook. So look for them to mix up coverages, pressure one play, fall back the next. They'll do a lot of different things trying to confuse the offense.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Williams running left. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Carr. And this is incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Carr going to throw. Got an open man. It's Olave. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 10 yards, good for the Saints, 1st down. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. In motion right, Olave. Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Working free to drop him for the sack there was Amari Barno.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Carr. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Will Lutz now to try the New Orleans field goal. From the right hash, this from 33. The kick by Lutz is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Bird will not bring this out, and the drive will begin at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Another run with Sanders. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The Panthers had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run, because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Rifles, 3-3. Stick, mega. Steel, black. Set, cut.
Looking to throw, Young. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and the deficit will stay at 2 field goals.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Open man left side. Shaheed has it. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. A third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Carr. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 16. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Von Bell up to make the tackle.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 11-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Carr. He'll drop this down to Williams. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Here's the occasional ball carrier. It's Taysom Hill. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints add 6 to their lead. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13.
Panthers nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Bird to return from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Down.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need him right now. Young is intercepted for the 3rd time this game. Picked up by Pete Werner. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Yetur Gross-Matos getting in there to make the play. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill as the first half is winding down. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. The Saints offense and Derek Carr, they're still on the field, so they figure to go for 2 here. They'll look to run for it with Williams. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
Saints 21, Panthers nothing.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we get you down the coast to
Each team
Orlando
making
for
their final
Jonathan
preparations
Coachman
for
at
this
REA
second
Sports
half.
Halftime
We're about
Report.
ready to,
Coach.
as we'll send you back up to Charlotte and rejoin Brandon and Charles at Bank of America Stadium.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They start the second half here with Williams. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. 25 yards that time.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. On the counter, here's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Carr. He gets it complete to A.T. Perry.
Pass complete to A.T. Perry. It's a gain of 8, and it brings up 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing now is Carr. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down.
To throw his Carr. Olave holds it in. So the completion results there in 9 yards. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10. at their own 8-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. And a healthy gain of 8 here. They double their workspace out to the 16.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here we go.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Another run here with Sanders. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
No gain on the play. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Young on 3rd and 2. He's got Hurst, his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Young now from the 50. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Well, you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan, introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They said hello to Big Way there with a loss of double-digit yards on that sack.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Ready?
They go play action. Young taking a shot here for Marshall. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Red, cycle. Steal. Chest steal. Hey, go steal. Hut.
3rd and long for Young. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. Here's Johnny Hekker now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Carr. Going for the deep ball. And got his man complete. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 46 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. That one complete down the field to Smith. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Into the red zone. It's Carr. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now Carr. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
10. Trouble, 38.
They'll go again with Sanders. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 80 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
It's Young on 1st down. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Ready up.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Blaster, stay.
Here is Young. It's caught by Sanders. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So, Charles, this game number 2 in the NFL career, this rookie quarterback, his guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle.
There he goes, right side. He's into space past the 25. Touchdown, Carolina. Terrace Marshall, 58 yards. And the Panthers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Ready.
They'll turn to Sanders. And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. And this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Carr going to throw here. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The pass caught by Olave. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
His college teammate Garrett Wilson of the Jets won the award, but Chris Olave was very much in contention for Rookie of the Year honors as well. The only other rookie over 1,000 yards last season, he really looked worthy of that number 11 overall pick and a nice first down catch right there.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Open man left side. Shaheed has it. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
At the 35-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Going up top. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Saints. A big play there. 65 yards. And the Saints are on their way to a 2-0 start. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Bird will not bring this out, and the drive will begin at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
On the double.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind?
Oh, Young loses it. And this is picked up by the Saints. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job.